Yeah, so then, let's see. I'm actually gonna put on Reaper for MSQ. Oh yeah, I got these. This is better. I think I got the shoes. And then, did I get anything else? And then these are all. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Let's see where do I have to go, Madonna? I forgot to put those gear away in the glamour chest. Oh well. And this has to go in the house and stuff. Oh, I'll worry about that next time. Alright. Let's see. Hopefully nothing trauma happens in this section. Delta, God, it's good to see you. I hope your being here means you've had your fill of rest. That's why I just for wings, truth be told. Consider all the stuff we've been doing. You're too selfless, that's your problem. But you'll be no good to anyone if you don't take a break every once in a while. Anyway, much has happened since your last visit. I had planned for you to meet the helper I told you about, but he refuses to answer his link parole. I do hope he's alright. We've been exchanging messages with the Eorzean lines, though. Throughout, though, they say the fighting has finally stopped at the Gimli Dark, and the Empire shows no sign of movement. She might actually have a moment to herself for a change. Seeing as you're back, maybe you could tell me more about your time in the First. If you don't mind, I'd like to ask fellow Mentor Joel to know what House of Minfilia, and I think it's best she hears from you. I'll meet you on the terrace at the House of Splanders. Hello, ring. Do do do. Okay, I can. Lie here. Ugh, it has been too long. Totoro did mention that I would be joining you, did she not? Thank you. Words cannot well express how long I've longed to know more about the first word and feel you have sacrificed so much to save. They come rest your feet. Tara should be arriving shortly. I think I bit my tongue at some point. So I'm in feel I chose to pass on and goes to the next oracle. The girl who Thancred named Doreen. Then such a burden thrust upon her as a child, only to embrace it when given the choice. In that respect, they are quite alike. It would seem her legacy is indeed in capable hands. Though I ask you if you're willing to the first to tell Rain what I cannot. To tell her thank you. Have you offered thanks to you as well for staying with her to the end? Bring your part, but could I have a word? Earl, I hope you're here to tell me you received word from our helper. Oh, nay. I have not a peep out of him, and it's been a good while now, too bloody long. On account of which, I'm going to sneak over the bar and see if I can get a signal to him from closer up. But what if they catch you? There must be another way. Well, if any is, we can ask Thancred to do it. Besides, I shouldn't have no trouble picking my way through Gimlet now the fighting's dead. Gods know there's enough shadows to hide in. Oh no. And it beats waiting around the twiddle of my thumbs. Arrow, I thought it'd be best to be. I kind of got Girl at Stones, and she wants a word. Something to do with the patients. She was getting ready to examine them again when I left. Best head back then. I'm sure it's important. Hmm. Just make sure you examine them. Oh, I do hope it's nothing too bad.
You're here. Good.
So, how are they?
Still locked in slumber, but otherwise in good physical health. For the present, at least.
For the present? Oh no, is something wrong with them?
I'm afraid there may be. I summoned you after detecting faint signs of instability in Thancred's corporeal ether. But subsequent examination suggested all 5 might be affected. And when I examined them just now, my fears were confirmed. Tellingly, the degree of instability varies between them. Thancred exhibits the most notable signs, followed by Y'shtola and Urianger. The twins' ether, meanwhile, remains relatively stable, but there is a change there too if one knows to look for it.
Hold on. Isn't that the order they were called away in?
Indeed. Which leads me to believe the instability will only increase with time. Though I can but speculate, I fear this may be a symptom of a weakening link between body and soul.
By the gods! What happens if the link is broken?
I cannot say for certain. This is all unknown territory to us. Yet whatever happens, it cannot be good. Mercifully, the instability is still only slight. And you may rest assured Master Matoya and I will do everything in our power to keep it from worsening. Be that as it may, it is imperative that you find a way to restore our friends' souls to their bodies.
Leave it to me. All right.
Thank you.
But where's she even supposed to start? We had the greatest minds in the realm hunting high and low for an answer, and they ran out of places to look.
You stated in your report that the Exarch had originally intended to reverse the summoning process by means of his own death, correct? Raha always was a reckless young fool, ready to die for the first righteous cause that came along. His plan might well have worked, but I for one am glad he never had the opportunity to see it through. Even if it does mean our friends must remain stranded a while longer. There is another way, I am sure of it. And the key lies with him, with the Exarch. Pray return to the First and apprise him and the others of the situation. We, meanwhile, will do what we can from here. And, if the fates are kind, we will have good news to share upon your return.
Don't have to waste time doing that. It can just teleport right there. Oh. Little dear return, I hope your time in the source was suitably restful. Of course it wasn't. Go on. The corporal Aether showing signs of instability by the gods. The possibility never even occurred to me. If you have returned in hopes to research with you a solution, I fear you'll be sorely disappointed. It is by our mercy that we have the likes of Mistress Krill and Master Matoya to keep our friends' bodies safe while we wrestle with the problem. Well, they cannot forestall the temperature of body and soul indefinitely. Come, the others must be told. Ow, why does my tongue hurt? The right side hurts.
Pray excuse my late arrival. Will Thancred and Reen not be joining us?
Nay, milady. With apologies to all, they beg leave to pursue their investigation of the empty to its conclusion. Should matters here demand their presence, however, they did assure me that they would make themselves available.
Yes, of course. Then let us proceed. I think it best that you begin by providing a summary of Mistress Kryle's findings.
I swear, if they just kill off all the scions at the end of
I suppose it was
this,
only to be expected that some change would occur.
Yet our souls seem unaffected, to my eye at least. How long they will remain so is another question. Kryle is right. It is imperative we find a way to return to the source.
Perhaps an explanation of the method by which I brought you here will yield some inspiration. Ere I begin, it must be noted that I am by no means a gifted mage. In order to employ powerful magics, I must rely upon the Crystal Tower and its boundless reservoirs of energy. The magic that summoned you was no exception. 'Tis a singular spell, adapted through painstaking effort from the technique that transported me to the First. To use an analogy, it works by cutting a hole in the fabric of reality. A hole tailored to the object of summoning, through which it and it alone may pass unscathed. Though I succeeded in creating said hole, I failed to latch onto my intended target. Instead of you, the spell found those close to you, and ended up summoning them in their incomplete state. I would not soon throw my life away, not after the lengths you and yours went to save it. And so long as I breathe, I will spare no effort to see you safely home. But should all else fail, and your lives be at stake, there remains one sure method.
Oh! What was that for?
How can you even entertain such thoughts? You owe your life to the Warrior of Light, and you don't get to die unless she says so.
Your followers await your divine judgment.
What did you just...
If the two of you have finished, perhaps we could return to our discussion? Rather than dwelling upon the multiple failed attempts at transference,
okay, that was funny.
I think it would behoove us to focus on the solitary success. I would draw your attention to the fact that our friend can travel between worlds possessed not only of her body and soul, but her personal effects besides. This is no different from the teleportation magics to which we are all accustomed. Magics that allow for the transportation of those inanimate objects one considers to be an extension of oneself.
Wait, so I'm not gonna carry their bodies?
Are you suggesting that simply by considering us her possessions, she could carry our souls back to the source upon her person?
Well, it would be nice if things were that simple for a change. But vague notions of ownership seem a rather tenuous thing to stake our lives on. So much as a moment of doubt on her part and we'd be left floating in the rift.
Milady hath the right of it. The requisite fixity of belief would be too much to ask even of our friend. Yet were we to immure our souls within an object in her possession, mayhap then our safe passage could be assured. White Auracite would, I believe, serve as a suitable vessel for this purpose. It was conceived to imprison the massy soul of an Ascian, and should house one of ours with relative ease. We would need only to ensure our soul's safe preservation inside the stone, and identify a means by which they might be transferred back onto our vacant bodies.
Soul preservation and transference. I believe I know of someone who may be able to assist us. On the far shore of the source, there stands a great palace built by the elves. It was forsaken in the wake of the flood, but a certain Numo chose to make their home there soon after. Though they have long lived as a recluse, they once occupied a place of honor in Verbert's royal court, and it is said that none in all of Norvrant is more knowledgeable than they on matters of the soul.
Well, I've no objection to seeking a helping hand, but if they've gone to such lengths to hide themselves away from the world, what makes you think they'd be willing to lend us one?
A worthy question. Years ago, I myself tried and failed to solicit their cooperation in the battle against the Sin Eaters. No sooner had I begun to make my plea than they unleashed a swarm of their familiars upon me. Unlike me, however, you have curried favor with the Fae folk. By that merit alone, I am hopeful that they would grant you an audience. They may still be inclined to turn you away, of course, but if their knowledge might feasibly facilitate your return home, we have to try.
Take the money. Do 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 do. That's the policy seek. Set off the shore of shores. I'll arrange a boat to carry us there. Most of the journey there, nothing of us devote my energies to the creation of White Arsite. By leave, of course, the process requires no small amount of time, and should Numo consent to lend us their aid, we will need a suitable vessel ere long. Agreed, then I was the rest of you meet in Solm, and to be prepared for a warm reception. It's so foggy. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Super scarce set full of the palace grounds when I set upon my hostile foes. I expect the reception will be no different. Which happens we march to the main gate weapon strong. I'm sorry, but not precision resist. You can honestly think barging looking for a fight is gonna persuade them. Actually, I believe the exorcist might have the right of it. They have no doubt poured a great deal of time and energy into these Christians. Why them, I should be most interested to meet with those who could overcome my defenses. As with any true secret of knowledge. And there is little we can say or do to convince them to help us if we have nothing of their character, nor less why they choose to hide information from the world. But these their interests may help we can earn an audience. Weapons drawn is then. Though I have to say, extra sure as you seem to be enjoying all of this. Well, I will not deny that the thought of following alongside you all, rather than pacing about inside the crystal tower. You both seem to be at high spirits, if you ask me. Not that I'm surprised your moves invariably move with deltas around. Exactly are you implying? You are reclining on light, which the Destiny Consumer has been extinguished. It's only natural that we be pleased to see her. Yes. Well, you have plenty of time to celebrate her good health after we're finished here. Of course, then let's proceed to the palace. The Grand Cosmos is now available. And I already have to pee, so I'm gonna pee and then I'm gonna do the dungeon. Right. I have returned.
Very well. My strength is yours.
Victory will be ours! Victory will be ours!
Mm-hmm.
Victory will be
Now you
ours!
stole. Okay. What in the world? Dang it. Better rise, we put this place I must now be gone with you. I say we'd have to find a start. Perhaps about how long our good fortune holds remains to be seen. Ready to sleep, I bid thee to rise. Okay. Let's see. I keep pressing the wrong button. You may use the force switch for the right switch and flick. Blades run through them. Right? Die faster. Roosevelt, charge you. Move. These are making my spells. You leave me no choice. I really don't see me playing talk.
Protect me!
Just a lot of spirit. You only this once, now leave me alone. Wait, we only wish to talk. Leave us somewhere, how foolish. Things seems to bar thy path. Like full-on boss before. fighting for the world. Dude. Says these areas are so sexually regarding, they must be dealt with. I show you how blights in my garden.
It's going to leave a mark.
Leave the healing to me. I'm with you.
See, yeah. Okay. You will pay for this. Somebody from Flesh of Stone. Apes, why are you not letting me be? Tomorrow hear my call. to see them fall. Okay.
Gloves are off.
See if it's right. We just got past the pity. Yes, always holds on common logos. I guess yet want for company. Unsable flame Lugos. Moving now, not only across but their attention as well. Doing your best to not waste it. Go to them in ash, I care not how. Dang it. The light where your unmarked flames burn bright into the rock, but symbols.
I will not hold back.
I'm with you.
I will not hold back.
That was close.
I will not hold back.
Stop approaching the boss with the distance tether.
Scared me. Dang it.
That tether means stay away from the boss.
Okay.
Sorry for hopping in, barking orders, and scaring you. Kept approaching it with the distance tether. Always, especially if you're doing it with an NPC, always watch what the NPCs do. I say this like 2-3 dungeons before you have a point where doing that got me killed. Always watch how the NPCs handle a mechanic. They are programmed to, every time except the second boss in Matoya's Relict. Spoilers, you're getting a dungeon named Matoya's Relict. Every time but that, they are programmed to do the mechanic correctly. So if you see them being like, I have this tether, I'm running away.
I know, I don't know, I've just been... I don't know, I just was feeling a little, like, I'm feeling like a little, like, I don't know how to describe it, like, sleepy but not sleepy. I don't know how to describe the exact terminology.
Brain fog.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, something like that, like, not like, I guess, not fully present, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, but I still want to, I want to play and stream and stuff.
I get you.
Like, and the thing is, I don't understand because I slept till like 1 today.
You can oversleep. Oversleeping is a thing.
That was my fiercest familiar. Oh, impressive.
Yeah, because I'd woken up like with a headache around 10, so I took headache medicine and went back to lay down, and then I fell asleep for like 3 hours.
Backlook, 'tis good to see you again after all these years. And judging by your vigorous greeting, I dare say the feeling is mutual. To be sure, a simple shake of the hand would have sufficed by way of welcome, but I shan't complain. But you must be wondering as to the purpose of
he
our
already
visit.
started.
We come to beg your assistance in a most urgent matter.
Did you say something?
Please pay attention to the words he's emphasizing.
Okay.
First he said that a simple shake of the hand would help. And now he says that we came here to beg your assistance.
Shake? Beg?
Our comrades' very souls are in danger. If we are to save them, we will need the benefit of your unsurpassed knowledge on the matter. Please, will you not sit and hear our plea?
Dog trick?
Yep.
Oh, how dare you! How dare you speak thus in my presence! It was to escape such words of temptation that I hid myself from the world of men. You are sinners, one and all, and I swore never again to have any part in your affairs.
I can only imagine what terrible events forced you into a life of seclusion. But I know that the Numo are a good and noble folk. It is not in your nature to turn a blind eye to the plight of those around you. And in treating with us, I am certain whatever mistrust you feel for man will begin to heal.
If you will not be satisfied, I suppose I could listen. After all, there's no harm in just... No, I mustn't. Not again. That damn court mage seemed to have the best of intentions too, and countless innocents died for my naivety. Oh, you know
And since you
not
did
what
the
you
caster
ask
roll
of
quest,
me.
you should understand what he's talking
horrors
about.
my knowledge has wrought.
The what quest?
The caster roll quests.
Oh, the holes, the hollows. I was like, yeah. That's. It was like taking. It took me a minute to try and to remember what that even was.
You gotta pick that first one.
Use all you want. We won't lie down and accept defeat. Why? I'm trying.
See, the thing is, it should have more italics in it. Refuse all you won't. We won't lie down and accept defeat.
Of all the visitors I could possibly have, they're even more stubborn than I am. Oh. No. Oh. Very well. I will hear your petition, but that is all. And I expect fitting payment for my troubles.
Commensurate with your contribution to our cause. No more and no less, I promise you. With that settled, might I impose upon you to join us at the Crystarium? I'm afraid the nature of my friend's predicament calls for absolute secrecy.
Here you are. I was gonna head to Crystal Tower to fix the log. Burger, I truly wish I never resort to using such words when treating with them. I ever sought to convince, not compel. Yeah, I cannot deny that part of me is glad Orianji shared his knowledge of the new Mo with us. Had you not, Becklug would not be here. Speaking of Walm, we should hurry. To keep our guests waiting would only add insult to injury. Now enter ground cross part to make use of the feature open the trust interface.
Basically, it's just going to say that this dungeon has been added to your trusts every time you
I just want
a
to
new dungeon.
just take a look at it. So, oh, they all start at level 71.
Yep, you have to level them up, and it used to be slow. They used to gain 10% of their level per dungeon.
Do they gain a full level now?
I think it's a third. Okay, let me explain what this is. You use these to level up your off jobs.
So you don't have to wait.
Exactly. You don't have to wait for a duty finder to pop. You just be like, okay, I got my samurai level 72. I'm going to grab a bunch of my level 71 trusts, and we're going to go into Holminster Switch.
Oh, do they have like different outfits, or is this like glamours that you made?
Each time they reach a level cap, they will gain an outfit.
Oh.
So there will be a new outfit at level 80, a new outfit at level 90, and a new outfit at level 100.
Hmm. So right. It's like the others have a bunch. Well, I guess that just spoiled that they're
She's
fine.
not coming with you.
I know, no. I mean, spoil that none of them are gonna. That all of them are surviving, because it shows. Ryan's the only one, and obviously she's not coming because she has to stay since she's from here.
Yeah. And I will tell you, I can tell you their outfits for this expansion. It is all their classic outfit.
It's like their Realm Reborn.
So like their Realm Reborn ones.
Mm-hmm.
Except I think maybe Thancred. Is Thancred's his Heavensward one?
That feels so long.
Thancred's might be his Heavensward one.
That feels so long ago.
Yeah. With, of course, the further exception of Reen.
Mm-hmm.
Her other outfit is Miniphilia.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's do this. Well, we mustn't dally here any longer, Delta. If backlog is the truth of our trials, and the first you of all people should be present. It'd be nice if I could just teleport directly inside the tower. Are they ever planning to add the trust to the pre-Shadowbringers or no?
That's what duty support is.
So does every dungeon Shadowbringers forward on is supported with NPCs?
The story ones are.
Oh yeah, it was a while ago, but Desmond Darkhold, I swear they changed it now. They got rid of the whole crystal mechanic to it.
Yep, they probably did. So it could be run with NPCs.
I'm sorry. You mean to tell me not only that the return of night was your doing?
Yeah, hopefully with the arm rail, they get rid of all those puddles.
They mostly did.
Wait, they did? They actually did?
Like, I think there are a couple still at the start, but yeah, like the puddles are basically a non-thing now.
But that you hail from another world as well?
Everything we told you, of the source, the shards, the 7 umbral calamities, all of it is true. I realize how fantastical it sounds, and I would not blame you for doubting our testimony. But given your expertise, you must surely have noted the peculiar nature of their souls.
Any other time and I would have dismissed your stories as balderdash and flummery. But upon closer inspection, 'tis plain their souls are far denser than is normal, and that they do not possess true bodies. Save you. Your body is your own, and your soul is the densest of them all.
As I said before, were it not for their heroism, the skies over Norvrant would still be awash with light, the realm yet at the mercy of Vorthri and the Sin Eaters. After all they have done for our home, seeing them safely back to their own, it seems the very least we can do.
Your tale is intriguing. Yes, very intriguing indeed. Simply to hear it is fitting payment in itself. As for your friends, I can but agree. Their valorous deeds on behalf of Norvrant are deserving of recognition, of their own fitting payment.
You will help us then?
I will. I would see my knowledge put to good use for a change. I do have one condition, however. I am not the spry young Numo I once was. As such, I will require assistance in my fieldwork and testing.
It would be our pleasure. We'll be laboring for our own benefit after all.
You guys want a quick deal, but tell me, have you given a thought on how you might return to your world? What are says? You say an intriguing proposition, but one fails to account for the present state of your souls. They have been highly charged, like as a consequence of having maintained tangible form for so long. In such an energetic and stable state, there's no telling what may happen to souls within the Lost Right. They could very well become immutable to transference, never to be restored to their bodies. Then would it be possible to force our souls into a state of dormancy prior to transference? In theory, yes, but the soul is not a candle that should be snuffed out and relit on a whim. Well, that sounds honest. What exactly would rendering our souls dormant entail? When obtaining corporal forms, your soul constantly draws ether from your surroundings. The process must be halted and the resulting sure fit of ether removed. Your minds will ultimately be separated from the fox bodies of yours, rendering you incapable of interacting with the world around you. A cruel fate under normal circumstances, but one which will be rectified upon your return home. Leaving lifeless us, those poor souls at the end at Journey's head, corrupted by sin eaters, their ether made stagnant by the light. Corrupted, stagnant? May I see those unfortunate individuals? Why do you think you might be able to help them? I might or not, but I shan't know for sure until I've seen their condition firsthand. Be glad to take you to see them. Understand that you won't do anything that increase their suffering. It is my faith in man that I lost, not my compassion. I see no need for all us to come to you. While you escort our guests to the inn, I will assist Oriange in creating the requisite Orthrite. I believe yourselves would better apply to that endeavor as well. Might I leave the three of you to assist Begluck as necessary? Let's make for Amarang then. Dude. I think there was a little delay where it didn't do like the floating animation till I actually teleported. I just stayed standing still. This how is it? Yes, his ethereal balance leans purposely towards light, towards stasis. What do you suppose will happen to him? Not too bright, are you, boy? The same as the porcelain is corrupted by light, he will become senior. You don't know that. We've defeated the warriors, banished the light from the skies. Howard was completely unresponsive before, but now. And the professor is yet how. If I may, there is a treatment I wish to administer to patients. What sort of treatment? In the course of my studies of soul, I once created a tonic which would temporarily stimulate the ether in one's body. After some refinement, it can be used by the natives of Vobart. Then for far darker purposes. Unless it falls in my hands, I swear never again to make it. But for their sakes, I will break that oath. It's not like the reverse stagnation, mind you, but it should offer some measure of relief. Officers like you assume the tonic has had no effect.
Don't forget to read the tone. The bleh.
What's this warmth I feel in my
Don't forget
chest?
to read the
A potent tonic that
description of the
invented by Becklock during the time of Volbar said it revives the soul both figuratively and literally.
Okay, not anything funny, but
Yeah.
it's still informative.
Mm-hmm. Feel warm, like they don't feel as heavy. Did anyone notice any change in patients? Otherwise, the body temperature increased blood pressure in most of the patients, at least. The more severely affected showed no response. As I feared then. It is true that with the restoration of light, the corrupting influence of light will no longer grow, and yes, their bodies will naturally return to equilibrium given time. This holds only true for their corporeal or ether, their incorporeal ether, that is, of their souls not easily mended. Which is why those in the later stage of corruption like Hal could appear unaffected by her tonic. Precisely. The boy's soul is too far gone. His mind is held together by the finest of threads. There's a chance he may one day recover, of course, but it could take years, decades even. By gods, he could wake to find himself an old man. A fine reward for his persistence, opportunity to mourn the life he never had a chance to live. No, there must be something we can do. I realize this is not why we petitioned you, but do you think it is possible we can find a way to hasten his history? Maybe. Nor do I think it would be possible at treating them. We might learn something of relevance to your own predicament. To the bottom zero. Okay. Alright, I return.
Welcome back.
I suspect the Crystal Doctor has told you my past. That I was once the mage of the Royal Court of Voibart, and that soulcraft was my field of study. The Chogi Mr. to Patience is one of my fruits of my labors. Hope to do great things for the king. But in the end, my knowledge only brought suffering, a plague like the one none have ever seen. In the hands of unscrupulous men, that should have been my greatest triumph, instead became my greatest shame. And now you have a chance to redeem yourself. That I do, a comforting thought indeed. But let's return to task again, finding means in which we might revitalize these people in corporeal ether. Do you think it can be done? Were the sky still ablaze with primordial light, I would call it an exercise in futility, but now we might have a chance. The method I have in mind won't seem conjuring and familiar. They are able to amplify the energies poured into them, making them a perfect conduit for ether revitalizing magics which we will ultimately employ. You're about to launch your lengthy explanation metaphysics of your plan. I'd rather get on with doing whatever it needs to be done, if it is the same for you. Whatever regents you must procure or spells invoke, I'll do it. I admire your spirit. Very well. Your first test will give together the necessary materials. The purest of waters and finest and clays, as well as a fey lantern brimming with pixie magic. If you're convinced the results of your work can help the patients, fine. I don't know. The water and clay was simple enough, but I think you know what we'll have to do to get the lantern. You don't mean... The pixies took quite a liking to us before. If we humor them with our company, I'm sure they'll be willing to help us. Fine, we'll play with the Meg. Never thought you'd be the one to suggest going back there. I'm impressed you've been there, let alone befriend the Fey folk. Oh, while you're at it, seek out the new mall of Pla, and they will be able to supply you with water suitable for our needs. Right, let us get this over, shall we? That remains a matter of clay. Might I prevail upon you to find it? Clay from Alrang would be likely best. Know of anyone who might be able to assist us? Yes, the miners at Twine. Yes, they'll be able to point you in the right direction, I'm sure. Will you and Twine are occupied? I will see that also I can learn the stagnation which afflicts the people here. Elsa! Oh, what a coincidence! You're in a good time. We've just a moment finished repairing the chalice and the trolley. You lot took the knob bothering. The trolley was no trouble, but the chalice would have been another matter. Had we not had a visit from Master Chai. He offered us a share of the leftover building materials from the Daedalus stoneworks, as well as a few trade secrets to help us along. Clever man, the Chai knows. He's pretty keen on the ideas I had for putting the giant chalice to work. Like a giant jelly, but I still refuse to see all the good we could do with it. You're entitled to your dreams, Eric, but it doesn't mean you could go harassing our guests with them. Master Chai was just being polite. When someone tells me Delta didn't come all this way to talk about Charles, what is it you need, friend? I see. And this formula requires clay from Amarang. We'll look no further. If anyone can find you quality clay, it's us. Something that isn't exactly accommodated nowadays, but there must be some lurking around somewhere, waiting to be dug up. If I'm not mistaken, there was a time when they used to take clay from Mount beer on mine is to make low bricks. Place is swarm of coyotes now, but if you're after good stuff, you could do worse than look there. There's one. So to find the last one. And not be attacked by you stupid ass things. Die, you bird creature. I literally walked around it. How did I miss the other two? I have no idea.
It will always astound me how readily I am able to miss several of these.
Of course. A thing spawns, so I have to fight another one. It's dead. Oh, I just go straight back to there. Right here. Yeah, I had BLTs with fries for dinner. It was yummy. No twins have returned, and in one piece. I was convinced the pixies would turn at least one of them into a garden ornament, but no. Did you have the clay? I take it. Finally, grain soil material found in Amarang. Well, to be fair, it's clay. I don't think there really could have been much they could have done with that description. Wonderful, we need to combine the clay and water. Then I need to mix sure with the Fey Lantern. After it will be a simple matter of settling upon a suitable form and performing the necessary incantations. But look up question. In the event that we need the spell and you are around, would it be possible for another form of the incantation? Assuming that you possess the requested skill, yes. How can others have suffered so much that I swear to do everything in my power to save them? If the Shadow spell could do that, I would be one to invoke it. Maybe you should be the one to do so. A deep understanding of the subject's physical state combined with a strong desire to help them can drastically increase the magic's effects, and you are plainly more familiar with these people than I. I dare say they are few and all know about a more delicate to find a cure. Is that not so, Delta? Absolutely, she's the best one for the job. I'll give it all my all for help for this thing. Dinner. We are as mine. I'll say she'll be the one calling her the familiar.
Let us begin. I trust you've prepared the clay? Very good. Now, I would have you sculpt for me a porksy. Plump, with floppy ears and a short curly tail.
A porksy. I think I know what you mean.
I know. What's gonna happen?
There we are. How's that?
Alize has no artistic talent.
Well, it is certainly creative. There's no denying that.
Yes, I'm no artist. Very funny.
Pay him no mind, child. Though it may look like a grotesque parody of reality, it is what the invoker believes that matters.
You're not helping.
But I speak the truth. If successful, this incantation will turn imagination into reality. Which is why the only thing of import is what you believe this figure embodies. You must focus. Hold the Porksy's image steady in your mind's eye. Now then, as I taught you, relax and allow your energies to flow.
With flesh of clay I bid thee rise, on wings of dreams to touch the skies. What once was idle fantasy, I call forth to reality.
Please don't talk. Please don't talk.
Not bad for a first attempt. Now, let us see what can be done for young Halric. Through the operation of the magics you invoked to animate this familiar, it is now replete with the energies required to stir the boy's soul. You need but give it a name, and it will do as your heart desires.
A name.
No.
All right, I've decided. Now. Go, Angelo!
Such a... Mm-hmm.
Mother, I...
I told, only from what you spoke, there may be hope for these people. The girl's resolve is quite interesting. One might also think she drew strength from another. How was he? Did it work? I believe you did. You and your fledgling familiar have done well. Vias do not see a hint of color has returned to his soul. Gods, I would jump for joy if I weren't so exhausted. We're so close now, Halric. As you are even now in the process of discarding, the magic asks much of the invoker. But you may not have realized the same is also true of the subject. As such, we must proceed with caution, however. With further treatment of those confidence, the boy will make a full recovery. Observing the reanimation of his stagnant soul has become most enlightening. I will need time to put my theories to proof, but I believe I can fashion a spell to produce the opposite effect. That is to induce stagnation. Thus interrelating a safe transport back to the source via Arthright. A thought occurred to me about this treatment. Vetloke said when the soul is rendered dormant, the mind is separated from the body. This person becomes incapable of interacting with the world around them. Does that not sound like some of the tempered back at the source? Not really. Is it fatal most tempered to become slaves for all save in a handful of cases, or am I missing something? If I can master the technique, the art of realizing soul, I know at least one in the sources who could desperately use such treatment. Gabu! Exactly, his condition is uncannily similar to Halric, is it not? The only difference being his soul was suffused with the earth aspect of ether instead of light. If else, if his soul is subject to a similar kind of stagnation, there may be a chance we can save him, right? Forgive me, but who is this Gabu fellow of whom you speak? I see, Scooch does sound familiar, yet there is much more of the soul that remains unknown to me. I say this not to discourage you, you understand, but remind you that the delicate work we do here, work requires patience. Of course, as long as there are hopes for patience, I'll devote whatever time is to see this through. I refuse to spend time in idleness. If it's all the same to you, I'd like to stay here with Angelo and continue with their treatment. The two of you should return to Crystarium with Becklock and see if you can make some headway with the newly posed theories. I would tell you the rest first, but see you're not to be convinced. Ah, the fire of youth. Let's return to Crystarium then. Finally, I found you. Hashi, what are you doing all the way out here? There's trouble no more. Lady Chai is beside herself, sighing, pacing a whole lot. Long enough to beg me to go find you. Sighing, pacing, it must be urgent. Let's get we return to Crystarium alone. Go on then. It's not as if I have anything for you to do. Thank you, Backlog. Oh no. Sorry for bothering you. But she says if you derail more is at stake. He tries up in the parlor. Let's not keep her waiting, eh? Demons out of the ordinary, though. I do not see Lady Chai anywhere. Probably pacing around outside, staring off the distance and all that, sighing. Strange, let's see if we can find or discover the source of her distress.
Oh, thank heavens you're here.
Lady Chai, whatever is the matter?
I knew not where else to turn. Oh, this is all too much for my poor heart to bear alone.
Alone? What of Master Chai?
But that is the very reason I summoned you. He's gone.
What? What happened?
It all began after the events at Mount Golg. With Lord Vorthry out of the way, we all agreed that a new leader must be chosen.
And so you held an election?
Yes, well, sort of. Not a single person volunteered to stand, you see. After a lifetime of leisure, we free citizens have grown somewhat indolent. Readapting to the harsh realities of life is trying enough, but to take charge of a broken city as well? No one wanted such responsibility. Nevertheless, Yulmore could not well do without a leader, and so we decided that anyone and everyone should be considered a candidate. And after we cast our ballots and tallied the votes, the mayorship fell upon my dear husband.
Well, given the manner in which he orchestrated the construction of the giant Talos, none could deny his leadership qualities.
But even before then, he had proven himself at Daedalus Stoneworks, don't forget. He is more than qualified for the role. The perfect choice. Indeed. I told him as much when his victory was first announced. But perhaps I was too forceful in my attempt to encourage him, for shortly after that he vanished without a word.
You believe he was so daunted by the burden of leadership that he felt compelled to flee? Please, Lady Chai, dry your eyes. Your husband does not strike me as the sort of man who would abandon his duty, much less his beloved wife. There has to be some other reason for his absence.
You truly think so? What about you? What do you think has become of my husband?
I don't know, but whatever it is, he won't have fled.
And there you have it, Lady Chai. You needn't worry. Master Chai loves you more than all the world, and he will return. Wherever he may have gone, rest assured we will find him.
Thank you, my dear boy. You have set my mind at ease. I will trust in my husband and await his return.
Take the money again. And never have too much gil.
Sure you can. There are people on the server who do. They have maxed out gil and maxed out gil on all their retainers.
Well, maybe they should just give me some. Makes no sense for us to let's over, but even if you had, you wouldn't have done so unobserved. Someone will have seen him, I'm sure of it. We should split up and see whatever see him leave and fall. Failing that. If you have any idea where he might have gone, I'll meet with you at the Glory Gate to compare notes later on. Yeah, I spoke with him, you see. Don't recall he was in Rally Army, concerned about the world's neglect of industry, you see. The Lord of all three is preparing inexhaustible stores of meal, and no great need for money. It's little wonder our businesses were all but forgotten under his rule. But I assured Mr. Troy the Bouquet of Splendors will do all it can to contribute to revival of trade here in Elmore, which seemed to satisfy him. He took his leave soon after.
Yeah, she's just the first Rowena.
He has what to ask. As works. Good. I wish I didn't have work tomorrow night. I just use the etherite because I cannot Alright. I recall a man from the minister asked to speak to poor buggers. The lady come to the right. He said he wanted to know the state of things down in the Larks and how can be sure. Amy forgave her. Looking food, medicine, clothing. There was plenty to tell. We went high and low for whatever we can scavenge, and it's barely enough to fill our bellies. But folk here don't just want to serve, we want to thrive. When he heard that, he started mumbling something about finding us work, I think. Fair play to him, though. Not content with having his ear chewed out about the Larks, he asked about the other settlements and all. And that I can't really say. Looked like he headed to Gate Town when I last saw him. Okay. Message I something else when I asked him. He seemed ready to class from exhaustion. I asked him to rest to catch his breath. They talked well about his concerns about the city defenses, among other things. He made more than a few valid points. Many of our men are still recovering after a confrontation with Lord Valtteri and finding General in a heap in the middle of the plaza shook us to the core. The man commanded no small amount of loyalty, and some of our longest service soldiers seemed lost without him. Indeed, the number of them left. Not to blame you, of course. Without yours and yours, we still would be blind to their river ways. Anyway, funding permitting, I posted for spending our ranks with volunteers from the derelicts in Great Town. We have to do the protect not only Neomar, you see, but the surrounding region of Cluisaw as well. And I, for one, will welcome any man or woman willing to take up arms for cause indeed. I told him as much. And he seemed relieved to hear. All to know that we parted ways. He really headed outside, as I recall. Oh, you're happy, fair. Have you learned anything which might offer a clue as to Master Chai's whereabouts? Silly written note which reads, Boutique of Splendors willing to work with Master Chai to rebuild businesses. Hasty written note which reads, Elmore Army willing to hire recruits from derelicts in Gate Town. Hasty written note reads, Cluisaw and seeking work, China offering employment. Interesting. He apparently paid a visit to Queen Bee as well. They discussed possibly granting mission to customers from outside Yamor, an idea which the proprietor was surprisingly receptive. Sounds like he's got big plans for the place Yamor, I mean, not to be. Perhaps, but the question remains, where did he go after leaving the city? All we know for certain is Master Shai has shown great concern, not only for Ilmor, but surrounding settlements. He has largely consulted with those with city walls. He would wish to do the same without. Dota. If you go making cars in the right, I shall do likewise in Stilltide. Gate Town I'll leave to you, Cursor. Fair enough, where should we meet when we're finished? Well, Top Wrong would seem to me his most likely next destination. Let us reconvene there. With any luck, one of us will stumble upon him by then, but if not, we will be situated to continue our search. In a minute. Do-do-do-do. No names as Ringos, but there was a rather dapper-looking, mistel gentleman here not long ago. He wanted to talk about relations between right and evil, or rather the lack of them. He lost great many people to the promises of Baal and chance of lavish life among the free, and often thought to take even more of us, conscripting the few able-bodied men who had left to guard his paradise. I need to tell you what happened when the seniors came. Sure, things are hard to forget, but Valtteri's gone now, and we're curious to see what will become of Aelmore in his absence. That's why I told your friend, China, was it? And I was sure the other said the same. Not what he wanted to hear, I suppose, but he left soon after, and that was it. Good visit right and get town as well, didn't he? Mr. Kaiser and I gleaned much to see. His return salvage could well may yet remain in settlements of Klusaw. The only likely place he has left to go would be Amity. Come, if we quick, we may yet to catch up with him. Tim. What's out, Fisher? What are you doing here? We asked you such we have been looking all over for you. Looking for you, whatever for. Lady Shai has been nigh inconsolable in your absence. She claims you disapprove so much as a word and begs you return you to her side. What was there talking about? I left a letter for her in our chambers, though I suppose she could have overlooked it. And when she gets the idea onto her, it's... I can only apologize. No harm done, Master Shai, but since we are here, my ask what compelled you to come all this way? We had told you had been elected mayor from what we gathered from the nearby village. You've been inquiring about people's grievances. It's safe to assume you mean to take office? No, now, let's not jump to conclusions. I did seek to learn about the problems faced by people in Kusals, that might be true, but I'm no means sure am the man to solve them. Tackling our many challenges will require resources, and until I've secured them, it would not be right to assume the role of mayor. I see, and you believe said resources can be found here? The fields greens are many, but in the surrounding quarters I've already met with several individuals willing to lend their aid in addressing them. However, that remains one individual crucial by plans, a man whose counsel may yet make a mayor of me. With respect, such forethought in itself is proof of your suitability. The city needs you, Master Shai, and I'm certain this man whom you speak of, whoever may be overseeing him for little it's worth. We will vouch for you should you require convincing. Whatever you need, you can count on us. Yeah. I don't know what to say. You don't need to say anything. You got your actions to speak for you. I was longing for it. All I ever wanted to do was to make it down more, but that dream's gone. Burst like a bowl, or boil more. Outside from paying Master Apple, I haven't got a clue what to do with myself. Spent most of my days and days, but you've been running up and down, trying to find a way to fix this mess for everyone. And I reckon you can do it. You got this law up to Mount Gold, didn't you? How hard could Mayor be? You're going to steer Elmore to a better future, I know it. And I want to help properly help. do something that makes a difference. I don't know what that is yet, but I'll work out a way. If you let me come with you, that is. You give me entirely too much credit, a lot of you, but I can't deny it gives me heart. Come then, let us press on together. Thank you, Master Chai. What was the get ahead of ourselves? I warned you more than a man with good intentions. That's which is why I'm here. I need to find one experience needed to see the city thrive. Who is this man, and you're certain he was in Amity? Running his name, and yes, he is, or was. I scarcely began to explain myself when I decided his time was better spent anywhere. He served as chief advisor to Valthr's father when he was in office. If Ranjit was mayor's right hand, Mamaise Ren was the left, and between them, they kept Elmore on the road to prosperity. The city needs more than a mere man of business, which is why I must find him. But even if you do, what makes you think he'll listen? Forgive me, Chief. Might not be wise to speak with those who know him here in Nominee. No, I should like reasons for rejecting your overtures out of hand. Guess those makes sense. Perhaps we start with Chistal. Then, as I recall, you made a rather favorable impression on him. I'm certain he would be willing to talk to us. I guess there's some. I guess there's hunt thing going on in the area. Greetings, friend. And you too, Mr. Chai. I assume you're here to ask about Veranda, and I couldn't help overhear your earlier exchange. Well, yes, well, with Walter and Elmer once a leader, should no one rise to a challenge to save Errol quick lapse. I'm keen to seek and run council in hopes they could build a better Elmore together, and that is still my wish, but given how abominably you were mistreated there, I'm quite understandable if you chose not to help. We're not astray. I bear no grudge against you or the people of Elmore, and I would not see you suffer for Valthr's villainy. As you know, I'll gather from our meeting earlier, Rendon can be rather uncompromising. He has his principles, you see, and little patience for anyone who deems less committed to their own. You desire to right the wrongs of past most for us. It's quite immoral, but I fear the guilt you bear on his behalf works against you. I can see in your eyes, in the way you care yourself. It goes without saying, he sees it as well. You must let those feelings go, Ambassador. Be more assertive, commit to this course, and prove to him that Elmore has the resolve to change. The resolve to change. I believe he was heading toward Pit 8 when he left. If you plan to go and speak with him, I suggest you be firm and clear in your intentions. Very well, to Pit 8 we shall go. I don't take no for an answer. Nay, not even a maybe.
Well, well, it's you again. Well, I see you've invited your friends. Need them to fight your battles for you, do you?
I didn't invite them, as it happens, though they are indeed my friends. Well, not only mine, but every true Yulmoran's. They are the ones who awakened us to the truth, to Lord Forthry's villainy, the famous warriors of darkness.
Are they now?
Yes, they are. It would be no exaggeration to call them our saviors. We owe much and more to their kindness, but we cannot depend on that kindness forever. To do so would be a little different from entrusting our affairs to Lord Forthry. Nay, we must learn to stand on our own 2 feet. And I would have them present to witness my attempt.
Hear, hear, Master Chai.
Your sentiments are admirable. Yet admirable sentiments do not a nation make. In my capacity as advisor, I once strove to build a better Yulmore. Gave honest counsel to my superiors, drafted laws for the benefit of one and all. But in time, my values fell out of favor. There was no need for them in this paradise Vorthri was creating. And so I left my homeland behind. But you, Chai News, you were content to wallow in indolence under Vorthri's auspices. And so I cannot help but ask myself what manner of nation you intend to build.
I can offer no simple answer to that question. But this much I will say. It is my hope that Yulmore can become a nation which her citizens might freely choose to build together. A great many people, myself included, flocked to Yulmore seeking sanctuary. The alternative being to live in fear and die in pain. It seemed an easy choice. And sanctuary we found. As much food and drink as we could ever want. Secured at the cost of the surrounding villages. Little wonder the people gathered at our doorstep, begging to work among the bonded. The free were blind to it all, of course. Content to, as you say, wallow in indolence. Were I mayor, I would first take stock of the city's resources and see that they were assigned equitably. Our days of reckless consumption are behind us. The distinction between free and bonded died with Vorthri. The needs of rich and poor alike must be considered if our nation is to survive. To which end I would take steps to secure channels for supplies, rekindle relations with nearby settlements, re-establish industry, reach out to neighboring nations, and the list goes on and on. But I am no ruler, nor even a politician. I am an entrepreneur. My expertise lie in planning and profit. I haven't the knowledge or experience to run a nation. Please, Rendon, will you not help me? Together, we could solve the city's problems. Build a Yulmore for the people.
A Yulmore for the people. I rather like the sound of that. But before I offer you my counsel, I would be certain of your ability to perform the duties of office.
You would?
You ask me to help you solve Yulmore's problems, but first I would see you solve one on your own. Accomplish that, and you will prove both to me and the people that you are a man worth following.
Is there a particular issue you'd like have me resolve? You seem to have conducted assessment of the problems in Or. Now, if I assume you will agree there for the matter, a dwelling food source is most pressing. Ah yes, Meal being neither desirable nor less sustainable option. I assume alternative foodstuff are now required to fill the void. And a man who hungers did not like to contribute much besides save violence, perhaps. Still me. How do you pursue solve this problem? Give me a satisfactory action and I will consider offering my cancel. A combination of measures would seem in order. One to address the immediate issue of supply, and another that of production. Go on. For present, Elmore's coffers can be used to purchase food from our neighbors. That would afford us time to address the underlying problem that affects us all, the long-standing neglect of agriculture. The villages that once served as sources of trade for foodstuffs must be repopulated. That means of reduction restored. This assumes, of course, that we can rekindle relations with our neighbors, guarantee security and stability in the region, and more importantly, find people willing to leave the city and take up the rebuilding effort. My, think of that all by yourself, did you? Well, yes, it began as a rather abstract plan I drafted some time ago, after speaking with the people of Elmore and the nearby settlements. You impressed me, Chayos. I have, well, that is a relief. Oh, you haven't secured my support just yet. Only my attention. Grand plans will not be enough to persuade the masses. If you would ask them to rebuild, you must provide them a means to do so. Fair point, Warren. One which I have given much thought. I propose to use the Talos to aid the establishment and maintenance of these settlements. The deployment should drastically improve efficiency and ultimately increase protection. Talos, but Dedos Stoneworks closed the doors years ago. Without a ready supply of necessary equipment, the people would starve before your plans could even be put into effort. Well, as the heir to Dedos Stoneworks, I just so happen that Talos are my field of expertise, and with a little help, I'm quite certain we can acquire what we need in no time at all. So we make for twine. Granny's quite right. Build a house from scratch which required time we simply don't have, which is pros make use of long amount of house which wander the wilds of Kuisa. Or not. They'll need to be deactivated, of course, and if memory serves me, the tools required should be still at via top run. Come with me. Memory hasn't let me down. This contains canisters filled with a dastardly potent insulating power, capable of halting the flow of ether into Talos. We only need to get within throwing distance of one and let it fly. Thus stabilizing them without damaging them. Ingenious. An old trick of the change, nothing more. Once disabled, it should be simple enough to getting them to march to more extensive repairs can wait. Or at least this is where I would ask you to run along and do the deed, but as I have said before, it's high time we learn to stand on our 2 feet. Thankfully, throwing cancer is something even I should be able to manage. Oh, off it, Mr. Choi. You need to tell us any threat. There's 101 other things out there, though, waiting to make a meal of you. You may is kind of sure, but Rendon tasked me with solving this one, and I won't say it all, but others risk everything to see my harebrained schemes realized. Not this time. Which isn't to say the thought of it will truly deserve. Truth be told, I can feel in my legs. But if I'm to prove I'm a man worth following, I must lead by example. Well said, Master Shai. Alright, but if there's any trouble, we'll call it off. Yes, well, I should go without saying. I have no intentions of dying for this. I've always preferred living to see the fruits of my labor. And make sure I do, I require your help. It is as Kasher says, these lands are dangerous if one's not careful. I would ask you to use my spyglass to look out for any beasts that could get in the way of work. I will need you to alert me when it's safe to subdue the talents, understood? Then let us be off to Quickway through the North Gate and see if we can find a suitable vantage point for you. You know, at this rate, I should just be carrying one at all times. The amount of spyglass things I've had to do. Keep a lookout for danger and alert shutdowns when it's safe to incapacitate Talos. You may move the spyglass to zoom out. Point the spyglass at Chidnaz and give him a signal to sneak near where Talos is with click. I thought it was more of a time thing, not just literally wait till it turns back. I was way overthinking that. I did. Let's move on to another house, shall we? Since not alone. Got myself away, everything will be fine. Okay, yeah, I was definitely overthinking that. I believe I'm getting the hang of this. You may leave the next one to me, Delta. Oh, that should do it. Now we need to proceed. I was not expecting the victory music. I was not expecting the victory music. Seriously, believe it. It was reckless, foolish, but somehow it worked. I did it. Rather than shy, I believe I owe you an apology. Their plan of reflection almost forced or showed forethought and sound judgment. What more is plain, your time at Daedalus Stoneworks has equipped you to lead an Emily, as evidenced by the extraordinary company you keep. You, sir, are more than qualified to be the next mayor of Elmore. I thank you for your vote of confidence, but the fact remains I am wholly ignorant of the world of politics, which is why I would ask you to join me and grant Elmore the benefit of your counsel. I would be honored. When the people hold these talents, I have no doubt they will lend you your support. And seeing Elmore's leadership is in capable hands, would you not agree? You should probably get him back soon, must try. After you tinker with the talents and all, Lady Chai's were sick.
Right. Right then. Form a line and make for Yulmore.
Oh, he's kind of hoping to be riding on their backs.
What's that noise? Wicked White! Runaway Talos! Call the guard! Stay back! All of you!
Is that? Darling, you're back.
But of course I'm back. You didn't see. Dearest, I can't.
Oh, oh dear.
Oh no.
This is not what I mean when I say squish.
That's more like.
Oh, thank you.
That's more like squash. Oh no, I disappeared.
I'm sorry, my darling. It's just the sight of you filled me with such joy, I couldn't help myself.
Oh, no, it's all right, dear. I should have just come out and said what it was I was intending, instead of entrusting the task to a hastily scribbled letter.
Does that mean you'll do it?
Well, I'm here, aren't I? I mean, not that my absence signified any unwillingness, you understand? Oh, no, naught could be further from the truth. I only left to enlist the aid of the former
Delta, go
mayor's
to
senior
your OBS.
advisor.
Click on the Fugi capture. And then under the preview window should be a refresh source button, I believe.
That's where I'm looking for. There it is. And let's see. Go to actual. No, it says it's fine on actual.
Don't pay no attention to what Fugi actually says. It's a connection between them and your PC, that your laptop, that's going wrong.
Okay, clicked refresh a bunch of times and nothing is happening.
Okay, don't click it a bunch of times. Just click it once.
Okay, well I've clicked it.
Okay. All right. Now right click it on the sources list.
Yeah, I've right clicked it.
And scroll down to refresh cache of current page.
Wait, right click or left click?
Right click. And then properties.
Open source properties. Refresh cache of current page. Did not work.
Okay. I guess it's just having problems right now. Go PNG mode, or go static PNG mode.
Mm-hmm. So just hide those for now. And unhide this. Okay, there we go.
And now that I have it, I believe I am ready to take office.
Oh, how wonderful!
And this is gonna happen again.
Dearest, please!
She ragdolled him. Skype's reception. One message will struggle to forget. But seriously, the rival Talos has seized the public's attention. I swear to spread around anymore. It'll be much simpler to gather one, and also Master Chai can make his inaugural address. Tulsa, I've never felt better cough. And not at all overwhelmed by the prospect of just an doubled massively more. Afterwards, we would accommodate everyone who might feasibly wish to attend. I suppose the only place large enough would be the Emergent. Then I will go and spread the word among citizens, both free and bonded, that they are assembled there to meet the new mayor. Either Akasha would you go inform the residents in Gate Town on derelicts? Of course I will. Good. I'll let the guards know not to bar the way to Valthi's chambers. It goes without saying that I expect the Warrior Darkness to attend, assuming she's available. Might as well see it through the bitter end day. The doorman and the crow left will show you the way up. Mm-hmm. If the judge may expect the emergent is already filling up with all persuasions. Feel our broad decisions and not decisions. Where you guys are, and we are reserved to place right in front. Right this way, miss.
Go on, dear.
Thank you all for gathering here today. But before going any further, could I ask the free citizens of Yulmore to look around? Tis a sight none of us would ever have seen under Lord
One of the
Forthry's
things I really
rule.
like about the story in 14 is that they don't just have this big overturn of society and be like, we did it, we beat the bad guys, everything is good forever. It's like, no, now the work of rebuilding society begins.
Not only do we
Now
stand
bad
in the
guys start
familiar
coming out of the
presence
woodwork
those
and try to
we
fill the
once
power
called the bonded.
vacuum. Now we need to figure out how we can create a society where what happened before does not happen again.
But today, we welcome the peoples of the Derelicts and Gate Town 2. Today we welcome the Warriors of Darkness, come to bear witness to Yulmore's new beginning. As you know, an election was recently held, at the end of which I had the honor of being chosen to succeed Lord Forthry. You place great faith in me, and I promise to do my utmost to live up to your expectations, and I will seek always to carry out the duties of this office with integrity and fairness. Always, I say, but not forever. Let it be known that I do not intend to hold this post indefinitely. I consider myself but an acting mayor, who will serve only for the interim, while Yulmore is reshaped according to a new set of values. No longer can we think of ourselves as divided, as the free and the bonded, citizens and non-citizens. The systems put in place by Lord Forthry must be undone. But even as we tear down the old, we must give thought to the new, to what manner of nation Yulmore should become. Whatever the answer may be, it cannot be decided by one man alone. And so I propose that an open forum be held, that we might all discuss how best to strive towards a better future. However, there can be no talk of the morrow unless we first address the issues of today.
All right, I have to head over for raid. You stay cute.
Securing new sources of food.
New good friend.
Rebuilding relations with our neighbors.
You're a good friend.
Re-establishing industry. There is much and more that needs to be done. Too much for a mere man of business. And so I pledge instead to do everything in my power to ensure our city's security and stability while we all work together to see these problems solved. The road before us will not be easy, and I know full well how daunting the prospect of honest labor may seem to some of you. But we must accept the reality of our circumstances. We must move forward. This much we owe to ourselves and to the brave heroes who risked their lives to bring back the night. Once we have shored up our city's foundations and regained some semblance of normality, let us reconvene to speak of the future. Until then, I humbly ask that you lend me and each other your strength. For Yulmore!
As a fine speech, Master Shai. I believe your words stirred every soul in attendance. Stirred in action, I hope. If I learned anything from all this, it is that change begins with the individual. It is but a matter of finding the strength to take the first step. Assuming my fellow immortals can, I shall be honored and privileged to help them walk the road they have chosen. We must not forget the individuals who all made these changes possible. Were within my power, I would carve you and your husbands in the very stone upon which the city stands. I choose such a garment, but now you're facing office. Have you given any thought to your mayoral seat? We will not be moving into the emergent, dearest. It is too big for one thing, and too far from people for another. We will retain our current residence, and I will govern here in the parlor. I was hoping you say that. I much prefer the view from the parlor. Beg your pardon, Master Shai, but have you got time for a word? Ah, yes, of course. How then a bit? Ah, yes, that's me. I like your speech, but there's folk outside these walls don't even have food to last for one. More who's counting on the crumbs. If you plan to choose that, I want to help set things in motion. Then we must discuss. No sooner did I take off my work prisoners. Well, I suppose I brought it myself. Thank you for your help, Delta. I hope to see you again before long. What is that? I don't know what it means exactly, but I do know I've got plenty to think about. And since we have a great deal to consider, I resolve to remain here until such time as Nor's fortune is secure, but it's clear to me the city's in capable hands. I have every confidence they will find their way, and I believe it is time we went ours. Domino's leaving too. Seems like everyone's moving and everything's changing. I've been thinking about what I should do. Like I told you, I spent most of my life dreaming moving here with my friends in Paris. Paris is gone, but something better taking its place, and I reckon you know I'll be part of it. The more for the people Master Shai has been going on about ain't gonna build itself, and not that I'm much of a builder. Me and friends will find a way to make a difference, though. Help keep things changing for the better. Far nobler dream than one which you clung for, and what I'm happy to say we share. Whatever path you choose, I pray for your success. Well then, when you put it like that, there's no going back. We've got a few ideas of how we can do our bit, just a matter of taking the first steps. Really, see Kaiser's just inspired by actions, inspire himself. Yeah, we much wish to say it comes efforts. So we have matters to dinner, come let's return to Crystal Tower. May have back studies have borne fruit in our absence. We are given to understand a new mayor has taken office in Yomar. The Griffin Master Shai was selected by popular vote. After some considerable soul searching, chose to accept the post. It was a shame you weren't able to attend his inaugural speech, though I have no doubt you will see more of him in the future. Tell me, how fared you preparing the White Osrite? Work did not proceed quite as expected. And you have to be a frank description on the principal soul trust to conclude the length that White Osrite was ill-suited for our purpose. But Roger, did you not say, compared to the Basti Soul Celestian Stone, could house one of ours with these? That did, an arm with that Beko and invaluable would prove a trifling matter. Were we to just revolve the inviolable link twixt mind and soul, a link which would be when he did belatedly realize be weakened most perilously in the process of rendering his soul dormant, and also both require. Thus the shedding of these fleshy simulacra and the sure fate way of threat which comprise them, but are likely to deprive us of our psyches as well. With your likely possible change your mind to Caesar right instead, but we would be more likely to sacrifice your souls in the process, which is why we abandoned the plan and instead devote our time to finding a means which the soul might be transported together. So we're no closer than when we first began. It's vexing conundrum indeed, but one for which the Crystal Trick has been most intriguing solution. Our research turned to transfer memories in the psyche. I could not help but remind of a technique which I have personal experience. Delta, do you recall what we learned of my eye from the encounter with Daga and Une? I speak of the raw eyes, the Alligator Imperial line gifted by my forebears through the blood and memories of the ancient Alex. It is by this gift that I am able to control the Crystal Tower. We were to gain understanding of technology by which the Alex were able to accomplish transference. Perhaps we could keep the mind and soul together. Imagine, if you will, a device like unto a soul crystal, replete not only with our worldly memories, but also the bountiful energies of the soul. That is our current avenue of investigation, and we will follow it wherever believed. While we are engaged, I think it's best to also return to source and inform Stella and the others of our findings. Agreed. I imagine Char will be relieved when, dear, we made progress of a sort. Never beg leave to relay our findings to Sankar Rayan. I do swear at my investigation of the empty. Yes, please do. Should we have a council, will not hesitate to summon you. Give regards to Char, won't you? So you're back. How everything going first? Wait, don't tell me Krill will be here shortly. And she wanted to hear too. She's just tending to the others. Their bodies to me. Guys, I don't think I'll be used to saying that. Anyway, you can tell us everything the moment she gets here. What is this cutscene gonna be? No, but before I do, let's see, is this back working? No, it's not.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I've carried out the treatment as per Master Matoya's instructions. It should slow the destabilization of their corporeal ether quite significantly. But tell me, how fare our friends in the first?
So this Becklug's the first to lead an authority on soulcraft, are they? Sounds promising.
And Urianger's proffered solution of white auracite is rather ingenious now that I think of it. Well, while they press on with their preparations, you may rest assured we will continue to do our part here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're back.
Justinian.
And none the worse for wear, I see.
Estinian! Oh, thank the gods! We've been worried sick. Did you lose your link pearl or something?
The situation in Garlemald has become more complicated. I was making my escape from the capital when I ran into one of yours, Riol. He thought it best we come straight here.
More complicated how?
Sure.
Where to begin?
Mm-hmm.
After entering the Empire via Razat Han, I went about my mission of investigating Black Rose. It was then, inside a provincial factory, that I encountered the one who styles himself Shadow Hunter, Gaius Baelsar. Our goals being apparently aligned, we joined forces and ventured on into the heart of the capital, to the very Imperial Palace itself. There, we found a man whom all assumed dead. But his soul lives on, and he has wrested back his flesh. Xenos Ye Galvas. Nor did the surprises end there. For no sooner had we arrived than he murdered his sire in cold blood. The Emperor is dead. This sent Gaius into a rage, and he charged in, blade drawn. What's wrong?
I've seen reaction to his body, at least. You'll not best him alone. Nay, death will not come easily to that thing. If you join me, then by all means. For what good it will do. A black wolf and there's your dragon. I suppose this might suffice. Come then. Civilizers of one fluid flesh. Truly, there's no place like home. Abomination. Whatever he is, the Delta was barely a match for him. If we stay here much longer. Emperor Varus Iridius, are you alright? We anywhere are welcome. Iridius, no. Sorry, must even the middle sport the world conspires to spoil me. But no course to me. I leave these vermin to you. Xenos! Well, anybody ideas? Just one. Yeah. Radiance. The truth is taking flight. Repeat. The truth is taking flight. To blow my vowel magic armor, we cannot let them escape. Their shoes take the Imperial way. All Vel units converge. They're there, stop them. Let's keep moving. There's no end to them. Won't escape, guys, one buzzer. You'll prove your Christ, shooter. There's one white Imperial Guard up here. Focus on magic charm armor first. I think not. Yeah. This way, quickly. Make yourselves using marks when we see that. If stress to split up. Alright, then I'll take the low road, so to speak. I'll see you outside. Stay safe. Well, someone's been busy. The hell? Hell is this? Volatile prototype Arc Ultima. The fuck is this? And you would bar my way, would you? So be it. Come, Nidhogg, lend me your strength. These are rated for and profile fuel size variable validators free in sequence 2. All systems now functional. Rush Thomas, so ready the battle data, damn you. Downloading sample 14. Follow my way and you'll feel the fury in Nidhogg. So we're regular sample of the one taking Castra Albania. Row sample 12. Jared was the other magic in full force. It works, haha. Arc Ultima is unstoppable. Unstoppable, we shall see about that. Nighthawk, show them your fury. Whoa! Planes in their Machina. Now, where are you guys?
Are you all right?
Peer into my past, did you?
Well, I didn't quite relive the experience as you did, but I bore witness to it all.
I'm still not sure what I think of this gift of yours. But no matter. Our confrontation was cut short when the Imperial Guard arrived. It was then that Xenos took his leave, citing boredom.
To think their research into the Echo could bear such fruit. Escaping death, jumping from one body to the next, and returning to his own after all this time. He is an Ascian in all but name.
It beggars belief, aye. But no more than a hero traversing the rift between worlds. My concerns are far more prosaic. With the Emperor dead and the Crown Prince missing, the Empire is in disarray. Until order is restored, assuming it even possible, we needn't fear an Imperial reprisal. And for reasons of his own, Xenos took it upon himself to rid the world of Black Rose. Riol has already gone to apprise the Alliance leaders of these developments. We may leave the matter in their hands for now.
Then perhaps we have seen the last of the fighting at Gimlet. Though, if it comes to civil war, I cannot help but fear for the provinces. Ah, I'd nearly forgotten to ask. What became of Gaius? Did he not escape with you?
That he did, but we parted ways shortly after leaving Garlemald. He claimed another threat had arisen which demanded his attention. He didn't elaborate, but the absence of some device or other in the capital gave him reason to believe they're planning something. Lest you worry, I believe he has well and truly shed the Black Wolf's pelt. Conquest is no longer his objective. We may safely leave him to his own devices.
Well, it's nice to have one less foe to worry about, even if we do have a mysterious new threat to look out for instead. Speaking of which, I'll see that Riel and our shinobi are made aware. Though we still know next to nothing, it can't hurt to be vigilant.
Well then, with Black Rose nipped in the bud, I believe I've fulfilled my part of the bargain.
That's true, but with the Archon still slumbering away, we were hoping you might agree to stay with us for a little bit longer.
Sorry, but I'm not inclined to extend my contract. Gaius isn't the only one with business to attend to.
Thank you for your help then, Estinian. I see why Alphino admires you so.
Farewell, my friend. See that you don't make a habit of dozing off in battle.
I suppose we should all be getting on then. As ever, we will see to the Archon's needs. In the meantime, why not get some rest? You've more than earned it. Go on.
Well, that sounds like the ending of one. You must be shudder after all that hopping back and forth between worlds. Why not stay here and rest for a while? I'm sure Beglo can manage without you. They've got enough science to help them, if you ask me. Meanwhile, in Garlemald. Oh no. Here's you would dare deny Lord Nerva the throne. That was really bright. Onward, before this day is done, victory shall be ours. Do you think I find it amusing like dogs herding cattle to the slaughterhouse? That Hugh, your soul, who are you? For your majesty, I am but another dog, lost in want of a new master, a hunting dog, if you should wish it so. For I know full well the prey you would seek next. Zodiark. Oh no. Meanwhile, in Elmore in the first. You should make this. reopening data stoneworks, and they're looking for laborers. There's talk of resettling some of the old abandoned villages too. They're even laying on Frutalis to help anyone willing to make the move. Frutalis? Ha! We best get packing. Steady work, board and lodging. If that's not a recipe for hope, I don't know what is. Hope. Yes, so long as I yet live, I would see that feeble flame rekindled. The hell? It is my destiny to see our dream fulfilled. I know. I'm just finish up for that. I don't know, that seems very painful when you have to wait months for the next one. I'm finishing up anyway. Bye bye.